Hey everyone, welcome back to Legacy of Old Age. Today, we're diving into something that could change the way you start your mornings, maybe even save your life or the life of someone you love. Picture this. You wake up, ready to embrace the day, but your body whispers something strange, a dizzy spell, a pounding headache, or a tightness in your chest. These aren't just random quirks of aging. They're warning signs, and ignoring them could lead to a tragedy you never saw coming. Did you know that over 60% of life-threatening conditions in seniors show up first thing in the morning, often disguised as harmless discomforts? That's right, 60. And here's the kicker. Catching these signs early can prevent up to 75% of disasters like strokes, heart attacks, or worse. I'm here to walk you through 6 critical morning warning signs that every senior needs to know about. These aren't just guesses, they're backed by hard science from places like Harvard and the Mayo Clinic. We're talking about signals your body sends when you roll out of bed, signals that could mean the difference between staying independent or facing a hospital bed. But don't worry, I'm not just going to scare you. I'll also share powerful, practical ways to fight back. Think foods you've got in your kitchen right now, simple habits that take minutes, and tips to keep your body strong. By the end of this, you'll know exactly what to watch for and how to take charge of your health like never before. So grab a coffee, settle in, and let's get started, because every morning is a chance to protect the life you cherish. Oh, and don't forget to hit that like button if this resonates with you, and drop a comment later to tell me which sign surprised you the most. Let's make this a conversation. Mornings are special, aren't they? That quiet moment when the world's still waking up. Maybe you're sipping tea or listening to the birds. But here's the thing. Mornings are also when your body's most vulnerable. After hours of rest, your blood pressure shifts, your heart recalibrates, and your organs kick into gear. It's like your body's running a daily diagnostic, and sometimes it flags something serious. Harvard Medical School says 70% of heart attacks and strokes hit in the early hours. Crazy, right? That's because stress hormones spike and blood vessels tighten right when you wake up. So those little aches or odd feelings, they're not always just aging. They could be your body waving a red flag, begging you to listen. What's wild is how sneaky these signs are. They don't always scream emergency. A dizzy moment might feel like you stood up too fast. A headache could seem like you slept funny. But brushing them off is risky. Data shows seniors who ignore morning symptoms are 40% more likely to land in the hospital within a year. That's not a stat to mess with. The good news? You've got power here. Spotting these 6 signs early and acting fast can stop trouble in its tracks. Plus, with some smart food choices and habits, you can keep these warning bells from ringing in the first place. I'm excited to share this with you, and I'd love to hear your thoughts. Have you ever noticed something weird when you wake up? Drop it in the comments. Let's talk about it. Let's jump into our first warning sign. Dizziness or lightheadedness when you get out of bed. You know that feeling. The room spins, your legs wobble, and you grab the nightstand to steady yourself. It's tempting to shrug it off, but hold up. This isn't just a quirky morning thing. About 20% of folks over 65 deal with this, and it's called orthostatic hypotension. Sounds fancy, but it's basically your blood pressure taking a nosedive when you stand up. The Journal of the American Medical Association says it's a big deal because it could point to low blood pressure, dehydration, or worse, trouble getting blood to your brain. Here's where it gets serious. Dizziness in the morning is a warning light for stroke. A study in Stroke Journal found that 30% of stroke patients had dizzy spells in the weeks before their event. That's 1 in 3. It could also mean your heart's not pumping right, like with arrhythmias, where the beat's off and blood flow suffers. In rare cases, it's tied to neurological issues, think Parkinson's, or even a tumor pressing on your brain. I know, it sounds scary, but knowledge is power, right? If you're nodding along, thinking, I've felt this, stick with me, we'll get to how to fight it. Why is this so urgent? Dizziness isn't just about feeling woozy. It's a fall waiting to happen, and falls are no joke. The CDC says 2.8 million seniors end up in the ER every year from falls, facing broken bones, head trauma, or losing their independence. Imagine going from gardening with your grandkids to needing a walker, all because you ignored a dizzy spell. And if it's a sign of something bigger, like a stroke brewing, waiting could cost you everything. Data shows that catching stroke signs early boosts survival odds by 50%. That's why I'm passionate about this. Let's keep you steady on your feet. If you wake up dizzy, here's what to do. Don't try to tough it out. Sit back down or lie flat to avoid a fall. Then call your doctor right away, same day if you can. Ask for a blood pressure test, an ECG to check your heart rhythm, and maybe a brain scan to rule out anything nasty. Blood tests can spot dehydration or wonky electrolytes, which are fixable but critical to catch. While you're at it, tell me in the comments if you've ever had a dizzy morning. What did you do about it? Your story could help someone else watching this. Now, let's talk prevention, because you can absolutely lower the odds of waking up dizzy. First up, drink water like it's your job, 8 to 10 cups a day, starting with a big glass when you wake up. A 2019 study in clinical nutrition found that staying hydrated cuts dizziness risk by 25%. Easy win, right? Next, load up on potassium. It keeps your blood pressure steady. Bananas are your best friend here. 1 banana packs for 100 milligrams of potassium, and the American Journal of Hypertension says it slashes dizziness risk by 20%. Sweet potatoes and spinach are great to mix them into your meals for a double dose. Magnesium's another game changer. It relaxes your blood vessels, so blood flows smoothly to your brain. Almonds, pumpkin seeds, and dark leafy greens give you 80 to 100 milligrams per serving. A 2020 study showed 300 milligrams of magnesium daily drops dizziness episodes by 15%. Sprinkle some almonds on your oatmeal, and you're golden. Here's a pro tip. When you get out of bed, don't pop up like a jack in the box. Sit up slow, dangle your legs for 30 seconds, then stand. The Mayo Clinic says this cuts dizziness risk by 30%. Oh, and if you've got low blood pressure, try compression stockings. Knee-high ones work best, reducing risk by 18%, according to geriatrics. These tricks are simple but powerful. What's one you're gonna try? Let me know below. I'm curious. Next up, warning sign number 2, severe or unusual headaches when you wake up. We've all had a headache now and then, but if you're waking up with a pounding skull, especially if it's new or feels different, don't ignore it. The American Academy of Neurology says 15% of seniors with morning headaches are dealing with something serious. That's 1 in 7. Folks, not something to sleep on. What's going on here? A bad headache could mean your blood pressure's spiking, which is a huge stroke risk, 40 higher in the morning, per the Journal of Stroke and Cerebrovascular Diseases. It might also be a brain aneurysm, a weak blood vessel ready to burst. The Brain Aneurysm Foundation says 50% of those ruptures Don't make it that's a coin flip you don't want to take. Morning headaches can also point to sleep apnea, where you stop breathing at night, starving your brain of oxygen and upping heart attack risk by 30%. In rare cases, it's a brain tumor or infection like meningitis sneaking up. I know it's heavy, but stick with me. We're gonna arm you with tools to tackle this. Why is it so critical to act fast? A headache paired with nausea, blurry vision, or confusion is a 911 situation. The American Stroke Association says 1 in 5 strokes starts with a morning headache. Waiting risks brain damage or worse. Even if it's something like sleep apnea, leaving it unchecked wears down your heart and leaves you drained. Nobody wants that, right? So if this sounds familiar, let's get proactive. Share in the comments if headaches have ever hit you hard in the morning. What did you do? If you wake up with a killer headache, here's the plan. Call your doctor or head to the ER, especially if it's intense or weird. Ask for a blood pressure check, a CT or MRI to spot aneurysms or tumors, and maybe a sleep study for apnea. Keep a little notebook. Jot down when the headache hits, how bad it is, and what you ate or did before. That'll help your doc figure it out faster. I'd love to hear if you've got a trick for dealing with headaches. Drop it below. Let's swap tips. Prevention's where it's at, so let's build a headache-proof morning. Omega-3s are your brain's best friend. They cut inflammation that sparks headaches. Fatty fish like salmon or mackerel give you 2 grams of omega-3s per 4-ounce serving, and neurology says that drops headache days by 20%. Grill some salmon for dinner, and you're set. Magnesium's a superstar here, too. It calms your brain's overactive nerves. Dark chocolate 70 cocoa or higher spinach, and quinoa pack 50 to 100 milligrams per serving. The Journal of Headache and Pain found 400 milligrams daily cuts headaches by 25%. Who knew chocolate could be medicine? Stay hydrated. Dehydration's a headache trigger. Aim for 8 cups of water a day. Maybe toss in some coconut water for electrolytes. A 2020 trial showed hydration slashes headache pain by 30%. Sleep's huge to 7 to 8 hours in a dark, cool room. Skip screens an hour before bed. Sleep medicine says blue light bumps headache risk by 15%. And don't sleep on stress. 10 minutes of deep breathing or mindfulness each morning lowers headache frequency by 18%, per a 2021 UCLA study. These are small moves with big payoffs. What's one you're excited to try? Hit the comments. Let's keep this going. All right, warning sign number 3, chest pain or tightness when you wake up. This one's a heart stopper, literally. If you feel a squeeze, pressure, or ache in your chest first thing, it's not something to shrug off. The American Heart Association says 10% of folks over 70 get this, and it's often tied to heart trouble. We're talking angina when your heart's not getting enough blood, or even a heart attack brewing. Here's the deal. Mornings are prime time for heart problems. Circulation Journal says 50% of heart attacks hit between a.m. and noon because your blood pressure spikes and blood's stickier then. Chest pain could also mean an aortic dissection, a tear in your main artery. That's 70% fatal if you wait, per the Cleveland Clinic. It might even be a lung issue, like a pulmonary embolism, where a clot blocks your lungs, deadly in 30% of cases without fast care. I'm laying it out straight because I care. Let's keep your heart beating strong. Have you ever felt this? Share in the comments. Let's connect. Why is this a race against time? Chest pain in the morning means a 1 in 3 chance of a heart event within 6 months if you do nothing, per the American College of Cardiology. Waiting risks permanent heart damage or sudden death. Even if it's not your heart, maybe its reflux catching it early stops bigger problems. I want you thriving, not stressing. Any chest pain stories out there? Drop 'em below. I'm all ears. If you wake up with chest pain, don't mess around. Call 911 or your local emergency number right now. While you wait, chew a 325 milligrams aspirin if you're not allergic. The Mayo Clinic says it can thin your blood and save your life. At the hospital, they'll run an ECG, check your heart enzymes, and maybe do a stress test or angiogram. If it's not your heart, they might order a chest CT or scope for your stomach. Either way, act fast. Your life's worth it. Let me know if you've got questions about this. Comments are open. To keep chest pain away, let's strengthen that heart. Olive oil's a rock star. It's monounsaturated fats, lower bad cholesterol. 2 tablespoons a day cut heart disease risk by 28%, per the European Heart Journal. Drizzle it on your veggies and you're golden. Fiber's your friend to oats, beans, apples. Sweep cholesterol out. Aim for 25 to 30 grams daily. American Journal of Clinical Nutrition says that drops artery buildup by 15%. Sardines and spinach give you CoQ10, which powers your heart muscle. 100 mg daily lowers angina risk by 20%, per a 2020 study. Move your body. 30 minutes of brisk walking 5 days a week makes your heart tougher, cutting chest pain odds by 25%, per Journal of the American College of Cardiology. If walking's tough, try chair exercises. Search for some on YouTube. They're awesome. And if you smoke, quitting's non-negotiable. It doubles heart attack risk, but stopping slashes that by 50% in a year, per the CDC. What's one heart healthy habit you're rocking? Share it below. I bet it'll inspire someone watching. Warning sign number 4, shortness of breath when you wake up. Imagine gasping for air, like you just ran a marathon, but you're still in bed. It's scary, and 15% of seniors over 65 deal with this, per the American Journal of Respiratory and Critical Care Medicine. This isn't just, I'm out of shape. It's called dyspnea, and it's a big red flag. What's behind it? Could be heart failure. Your heart's struggling to pump blood, affecting 7 million folks, per the CDC. Or it's COPD, a lung disease that makes breathing a chore and ups death risk by 30% if ignored, per the Lancet. Morning breathlessness might mean pulmonary edema, fluid in your lungs. That's 50% fatal without quick help, per the Cleveland Clinic. Sometimes it's anxiety spiking your adrenaline, mimicking heart trouble. Either way, we're figuring this out together. Any of you felt this? Let me know in the comments. Why is this urgent? Breathlessness boosts your hospital risk by 35%, per Chest Journal. If it's your heart or lungs, every minute counts. Heart failure patients who get care fast have a 20% better shot at survival, per JAMA Cardiology. Even if it's anxiety, you deserve relief, not suffering. I'm rooting for you. Share your story below if this hits home. If you wake up fighting for air, sit up straight, take slow breaths, and call a doctor or emergency services, ASAP. They'll do a chest X-ray, check your oxygen levels, and maybe an echocardiogram for your heart. If lungs are the issue, a pulmonary test's next. If it's anxiety, a therapist can help. Don't let it slide. Even if it's mild, book a full checkup. Got a breathing tip that works for you? Drop it in the comments. Let's help each other out. To keep your lungs and heart happy, load up on antioxidants. Berries, kale, broccoli fight lung inflammation. A cup of blueberries gives 25% of your vitamin C, cutting COPD risk by 15% per thorax. Omega-3s are gold mackerel or salmon twice a week lower breathlessness odds by 20% per American Journal of Respiratory. Egg yolks in fortified milk boost vitamin D. Low levels double lung trouble, but 2,000 IU daily cuts risk by 18% per a 2020 study. Try diaphragmatic breathing. Inhale for seconds. Exhale 6 for 10 minutes daily. Chest says it boosts lung power by 25%. If you're carrying extra weight, losing 5 to 10% eases lung strain, cutting breathlessness by 22% per obesity. These are doable, right? What's one you're gonna start? Hit the comments. I want to hear your plan. Warning sign number 5. Unexplained fatigue or weakness when you wake up. You slept all night, but you feel like a truck hit you. No energy, muscles heavy, brain foggy. This hits 25% of seniors over 70 per Journal of Gerontology, and it's not just getting old, it's your body sounding an alarm. What's up? Could be anemia, low red blood cells starving your body of oxygen, affecting 10% of seniors per the NIH. Or hypothyroidism, slowing your metabolism and upping heart disease risk by 20% per thyroid. Scarier still, it's a red flag for cancer, leukemia, or lymphoma. Patients often feel this way, with 30% noticing morning weakness before diagnosis, per the oncologist. It might even be depression, doubling death risk if untreated, per JAMA Psychiatry. We're tackling this together. Ever felt this kind of tired? Share below. Let's figure it out. Why act now? Fatigue hikes disability risk by 28% per Geriatrics and Gerontology International. If it's cancer, early catch means 90% survival for stage 1 versus 20% for stage 4, per the American Cancer Society. Thyroid or depression left unchecked steals your joy. You deserve to feel alive. Any fatigue fighters out there? Drop your tips in the comments. If you wake up drained, see a doctor within 48 hours. Ask for a blood count to check anemia, thyroid tests, and age-appropriate cancer screenings like a colonoscopy or mammogram. If it's mental health, a counselor's your ally. Track your energy in a journal. It'll guide your doc. I'm curious, what's your go-to for beating tiredness? Let me know below. To kick fatigue to the curb, eat iron-rich foods. Lean beef, lentils, spinach. A 4-ounce steak gives 3 milligrams of iron, cutting fatigue by 18% per blood. B vitamins are energy boosters. Eggs, whole grains, fortified cereals. 1 egg has 0.5 mg of B12, dropping fatigue risk by 15% per nutrients. Greek yogurt's protein keeps you going. 6 ounces pack 15 grams, lifting energy by 20% per Journal of Nutrition. Sleep 7 to 8 hours, same time every night. Regular sleep cuts fatigue by 22% per sleep. A 15-minute morning walk pumps oxygen through you, slashing tiredness by 25% per Journal of Aging and Physical Activity. These are your weapons. What's one you're picking up? Share in the comments. Let's inspire each other. Finally, warning sign number 6. Sudden confusion or memory lapse when you wake up. You open your eyes, and for a moment, you don't know where you are or what day it is. It's terrifying, and 12% of seniors over 65 get this, per the Alzheimer's Association. This isn't just a senior moment, it's a serious signal. What's happening? It could be a transient ischemic attack, a mini stroke blocking brain blood flow. These up your stroke risk by 20% within 90 days per stroke. Or it's delirium, often from infections or meds, with a 30% death risk if ignored, per Journal of Hospital Medicine. Early dementia, like Alzheimer's, can start this way, hitting 1 in 9 seniors. Rarely, it's electrolyte issues or brain tumors. I'm here with you. Ever had a foggy morning like this? Tell me below. Let's unpack it. Why is this a big deal? Confusion boosts brain damage risk by 25% per Neurology. Half of TIAs lead to full strokes within 48 hours, per the American Stroke Association. Dementia creeps faster without help, stealing memories and freedom. Catching it early can slow things down. You've got this. Share your thoughts in the comments if this rings a bell. If you wake up confused, don't wait. Call a doctor or hit there now. They'll do a neuro exam, CT or MRI, and blood tests for infections or electrolytes. A cognitive test might check for dementia, and they'll review your meds for culprits. Don't drive until you're cleared. Got a story about brain fog? Drop it below. Let's support each other. To keep your brain sharp, eat omega-3s walnuts. Flax seeds boost neuron health. A quarter cup of walnuts has 2 grams of ALA, cutting cognitive decline by 15%, per Journal of Alzheimer's Disease. Blueberries and dark chocolate fight brain-damaging radicals. A cup of berries daily lowers memory lapse risk by 20%, per Neurology. Spinach and eggs give folate. 60 mg per cup of spinach drops dementia odds by 18%, per American Journal of Clinical Nutrition. Do puzzles or read 30 minutes daily. It builds brain connections, cutting confusion by 22%, per Journal of Cognitive Neuroscience. Skip caffeine after PM and keep a steady bedtime. Stable sleep lowers delirium risk by 20%, per Sleep Medicine. What's your favorite brain booster? Share it below. I'm pumped to hear. So how do we tie this all together for mornings that feel amazing, not alarming? Start with a killer breakfast: oatmeal with blueberries, walnuts, and a banana. Hits fiber, antioxidants, and potassium, cutting symptom risks by 20%, per Journal of Nutrition. Add Greek yogurt for protein and gut health. Your body'll thank you. Try a 10-minute morning stretch or walk. It boosts blood flow, dropping dizziness and fatigue by 18%, per Journal of Aging Research. Chair yoga's great if you're easing in. Search Legacy of Old Age for some videos we've got coming. Drink a glass of water with a pinch of sea salt first thing. It restores electrolytes, cutting headaches and dizziness by 15%, per Clinical Nutrition. Take 5 minutes to journal or meditate. Lowers stress hormones, reducing chest pain and confusion by 12%, per Psychosomatic Medicine. And don't skip those doctor visits. Yearly checks for blood pressure, cholesterol, and sugar catch 80% of problems early, per the CDC. These are your morning superpowers. What's one you're starting tomorrow? Drop it in the comments. Let's make a plan. All right, Legacy of Old Age family. We've covered a lot. 6 warning signs that could save your life: dizziness, headaches, chest pain, shortness of breath, fatigue, and confusion. These aren't just symptoms. They're your body asking for help. By spotting them, getting to the doctor, and using the foods and habits we talked about, you're not just surviving, you're thriving. I'm so grateful you're here, learning and growing with me. This channel's all about living your best life, no matter your age, and I want you to be part of it. So tell me what hit you hardest today. Maybe you felt one of these signs. or you're already rocking a healthy habit, like eating salmon or walking daily. Share your story in the comments. I read every single one, and yours could spark hope for someone else. If this video helped, smash that like button and share it with a friend. It might just save them too. Subscribe and hit the bell so you don't miss our next deep dive into living strong and vibrant. Oh, and join us over on X. Use hashtag #LegacyOfOldAge to share your morning routine or health wins. Let's build this community together. Thanks for watching. You amazing souls. Here's to mornings full of energy, clarity, and joy. I'll see you in the next one.